Today I'm going to be doing another installment of my series where I try and collect every LEGO Star Wars minifigure ever made. So those of you who are new to this series, I'm working on collecting every guy that Star Wars has made with a few caveats. I'm not trying to get the rare earth minerals or anyone with a production change. So no black hair Kanan or Finch Dallo, just anyone specifically released in a set directly to consumers. So that does include very expensive ones like the Chrome Stormtrooper and of course the Cloud City Boba Fett, which remain yet ever elusive. But up at the top we have the oldest guys, so the first one's made in 1999, all the way down to the summer 2025 wave. I have spots for those guys. So we still have a lot of spaces to fill, especially in the newest wave. So without further ado, let's hop right into it. All right, to start us off, we have some evil minifigures. On the left here, we have BB-9E, or sometimes referred to as BB-8. He's a cool little dark astromech droid. He came out in 2017 in a couple of sets, the First Order Star Destroyer, as well as Kylo Ren's TIE fighter, TIE Whisper or something, can't quite remember. But he goes for about $9 right now. And this is simply just a BB-8 molded in black. He uses pretty much the same printing on the ball there, except his head here is curved instead of round. So he's got kind of like that, trapezoid looking head. And he does have printing all around that, which is really cool to see. It's a cool little minifigure from the sequel era. In the middle here, we have one of 1,000 Darth Vaders that LEGO has put out. He came out between 2023 and 2024 in two sets, the Darth Vader mech, as well as the Imperial Star Destroyer from 24, as well as just a couple of weird little trinket sets. What makes this guy exclusive is a combination of a lot of things. Obviously, the updated helmet that they've been using for several years now. He's got, kind of get the shadow off or the glare off that. You can see he's got arm printing, torso and leg printing continue down all the way. And then his cape here is starchy. So it's not that, kind of nice, flimsy, soft cape that we've been getting for quite a while now. So that's kind of sad to see the downgrade in that. And then his head there, you can kind of see he's frowning there, and that's how Bricklink refers to him as. On the back, you can see his scarred head. On the right, here I'll put this helmet back on, we see Darth Malak, and this guy came out in 2024 in the buildable R2-D2, sorry, I just kicked the table there. Came out in the buildable R2-D2 set, and he already goes for about $35. So he is quite expensive, and I can only see him going up in price unless for some reason they put him out in another set. So this guy is going to be pretty popular and sought after in the future, I think. For good reason. This is a cool minifigure. He's got his metal mouthpiece there like he does in the video games. He's got really good printing all around. You can see kind of the symbols on his chest here, and then the lines of his pants. Then he does have his tattoos above his face. On the back here, he has also a starched cape, so not that nice flowy soft stuff that we see in a lot of minifigures. And then removing that, we can see his prints a little bit better. On the back, he just has, the standard shirt piece, nothing exciting there. But then if we remove the mouthpiece, we can see the head tattoos on the back there. And then you can see his weird busted mouth, which is freaky. Good thing he keeps that covered up, because yeah, you need to put that away. But so he's a really cool minifigure, and maybe the standout of this haul here. But I'll leave that up for you guys to decide, because we'll get on to the next ones. Next up, we have a couple characters released in the 2024 Sith Infiltrator set. On the left here, we have Qui-Gon Jinn with a dark brown beard, and I'll get into that in a second. On the right, we have Saw Gerrera. So this Qui-Gon goes for about $11, and Saw Gerrera, being a much cooler or sought after minifigure, goes for about $30 already. So pretty high up there. So a quick aside about the Qui-Gon. LEGO did do a production change for this minifigure, or maybe it's an error print or something, but a much rarer version of this Qui-Gon. His mustache and beard are in light brown instead of dark brown, and that minifigure goes for so much more money. I think I saw prices around $70 to $90 for him right now. I unfortunately don't have that rare variant. I just have the standard dark brown version, and I have no intention trying to get that variant. I'm not a variant seeker, especially as I'm running out of room on the wall. I'm gonna, you know, kind of pick and choose a little more of weird variants that I try to get. So with this regular Qui-Gon, he's got a nice, cool cloth poncho here. You can flip that up to see his torso printing. Really good Jedi robes there. You see the printing continues down onto his legs, and of course they still can't print to light on dark. So even though that's supposed to be the same material, it is much lighter, appears almost white. On the back, we can take off Qui-Gon's hair. He's got an angry face there, and then you can also see the printing continues back there. Saw Gerrera is so cool, and I'm glad that we finally have a Saw Gerrera minifigure, especially since he is so popular to Disney. He's in like every Disney production, every video game, every show that comes out. Saw Gerrera, for some reason, is super popular, and we finally have him in Lego. I'm not quite sure if I like the dark green molding for his torso and legs and armor there. It doesn't seem quite right. But again, I don't know if sand green or sand blue would have looked any better. It's kind of a pretty unique color to begin with, but he is very, very detailed. You can see all the tubing and stuff running up and down. This appears to be his Rogue One variant appearance, because he's got his metal leg and metal arm. Of course, all the tubes and hoses of what, after watching Andor, he's probably huffing the gas. But on the back here, you can see he does have kind of this cool printed cape there, and a nice alternate head there, looking a little angry. And then if we pull that armor and cape off, we can see the back printing as well, and it looks pretty good for something you're never going to see. So these are some cool minifigures. We've gotten plenty of Qui-Gons, but I am super excited for the Saw Gerrera. This is a great minifigure. We can even see his tubes continue on the printing underneath his armor piece, so that's pretty cool. But that does it for these two guys. Let's get on to the next ones. Next up, we have the other two minifigures from the 2024 Sith Infiltrator set. On the left here, we have Anakin, young Anakin Skywalker. This one is called Short Legs and Thick Messy Hair on Bricklink. He goes for about $2.50. On the right here, we have Darth Maul, and he is referred to as horns, printed legs, and closed mouth. He's a little bit more expensive. He goes for about $8. So these are a couple minifigures that don't really excite me. Like, we've gotten a ton of Darth Mauls, and like young Anakin, it's all right. He's, you know, he does what he looks like what he does in the movie. So he's got his little necklace there and his little shirt there. The printing is good. I like the new hair piece that they're including with him. I think it looks a lot more accurate than what we've seen in the past. And then flipping around, take that hair off, he's got a smiley face, and the back printing there is pretty simple, but standard and effective. Darth Maul looks really cool, but you know, it's just another Darth Maul. We got his Sith robes going all the way down, so it's good that looks good and continuous. He's even got some little foot printing there. You can see his boot outlines. His face looks menacing as always. He's got the horn attachment piece. If you don't have a Darth Maul, you can see that those horns are an extra piece. They've been doing that for quite a while now. On the back, we can see there is no printing on the back of his head. So it's a little disappointing to see that they don't continue his tattoos on the back there. And then his torso is pretty simple on the back as well. So don't really have anything else to say. They're pretty standard and honestly kind of underwhelming minifigures. But that does it for these two guys. Let's get on to the next ones. Next up, we have a couple of Ahsoka series minifigures. On the left, we have the title star, Ahsoka, of course. Both of these minifigures came out in the Duel on Paridia set in 2024. She goes for about $4 to $5, and Ezra on the right here also goes for about $4. So Ahsoka looks really good. This is the final couple episodes appearance where she becomes like Ahsoka the Grey, and Gandalf type thing. So she's got the dark gray torso and the light gray legs, a lot of wrappings and strings, and it looks really, really good. She also has arm printing with the bandages and the updated headpiece here of her head tails that they've been using since the first Ahsoka series sets. So we can take that off, you can see her face print a little bit better, and flipping around she's got an angry face, and you can see that back printing as well. On the right here we have Ezra Bridger, also from his obviously Ahsoka appearance. And man, I'm just not a fan of what they did to Ezra, man. Not from the character perspective, but just how he looks. In the Rebels TV show, he's got this dark blue hair. For some reason, they don't continue that over to the show, so he's got black hair. And this is not a Lego problem. This is just a Star Wars production problem, I think. But he looks, pretty good for his appearance. The one thing that does throw me off are the light blue eyes here. Don't know quite why they do that. It's an interesting choice, and I don't think it pulls it off pretty well. But you can see he does have a lot of detail in that face. He's got some scars in the beard there. He's got his torso and leg print is pretty good. A lot of ropes and strings again, just like Ahsoka. We flip him around and take off the hair here. You can see his alternate face. Looks like he's getting ready for a fight in that back printing as well. But that does it for these two guys. Let's get on to the next ones. Next up are the rest of the minifigures from the Duel on Paridia set. We got Grand Admiral Thrawn, Morgan Elspeth, and the Night Trooper. So Thrawn goes for about $13, then Morgan is about $3, and then Night Trooper goes for about $6. It's all pretty affordable. Starting with Thrawn, he has gotten quite the update since his previous version, so I brought him out just to take a little comparison. They changed the molding color for his skin. He no longer has dark blue hair, changed it for black, which again is a thing between Rebels. I think in the show, the Ahsoka show, he's definitely got black hair, but Rebels, he's got the dark blue, so I don't know. I think black is more accurate, but not 100% sure on that. I like both of them, to be completely honest. And then the legs here are dual molded. That's a pretty cool addition, and something that I really wanted on the original figure, so it's a great upgrade. I am noticing, however, that the rank plaques here are different. So I believe this is Grand Admiral Thrawn. This is the Grand Admiral rank. Not sure what that one is. Any of you Star Wars experts want to leave a comment which one's which, that'd be greatly appreciated. But the new Thrawn here, of course, you can see the dual molded legs. He's got the pretty simple printing, nice and clean. He's got the light blue skin now. We've seen that in like Mr. Freeze minifigures. On the back, he's got an angry head too, with his glowing red eyes. In the middle is Morgan Elspeth. She comes with, I just had to include the cool little ghost sword since they started adding those for the Darksaber. She has also gotten quite the improvement since the previous minifigure. So unlike Thrawn, it had only been like a year between their minifigures, but she got actual legs instead of this dress piece because she comes in a much more of a play set than the previous Morgan. And then also you can see her face there has the, Night Sister magic-ified, face, the scars or tattoos coming down. She's got really good robe printing there. Like I said, the face print is really good. I really like this hair piece. The same one on the old minifigure. I just think it's really well done. And on the back here, you can see it's still got the Night Sister magic, but much less aggressive. The Night Trooper is pretty cool. I like all the gold inlays. It looks pretty accurate to kind of, what we see in the show. Now, if we just get a Captain Enoch, that would be really cool. He's such a cool looking character. They've also got the red straps around him. But if we pull off his head, we got the pretty cool, you know, zombified undead Night Trooper. So that's a pretty cool little look on him. On the back there, you can see the printing continues with the red strapping and the gold cracks like the old Japanese. You're repairing a pottery with gold. So it's cool little details. But that does it for these three guys. Let's get on to the next ones. Next up, we have all the minifigures from the Lego Jedi Bob Starfighter set that came out in 2024. I think this is a really fun set. The Rebuild the Galaxy stuff has all been, you know, just really fun and creative. I like it quite a bit. This one is awesome because we get the return of Jedi Bob. So this guy goes for about $10 right now. If you want to get his old version from 2002, his price has dropped a little bit. Instead of being like $100, you can get him for like 90. So he's still pretty hard to get, his original figure. But if you just want a Jedi Bob minifigure, here you go. Just get the Jedi Bob Starfighter set because he's pretty cool. You can kind of see he's got the classic, you know, dark brown hood, which is great. I'm still not a fan of the new hood they've been doing. But you can see all that weathering on his torso there just to make it look like he's old and played with. So that's, you know, a cool little detail. Flipping on the back there, he does actually have an alternate face, and you may notice no pupils either, just to, you know, give that classic feel. Flipping up the back there, there is no back printing, but it makes sense as a remake for, you know, a figure from 2002. In the middle, we have an Akbar Trooper. It's you know, it's something. I'm not a, you know, it's kind of funny in the show, but it's just an Admiral Akbar clone trooper. It's just the Admiral Akbar head mold that we've seen time and time again. They haven't updated this thing in quite a while because it is pretty good. There's no need to. But then it has the most current iteration of the Phase 1 or Phase 2 clone armor there. I believe that's a Phase 1 trooper. Trying to look back on the wall, but yeah, it looks good. Lots of little details in the line and armor plating there, and then also on the back you can see, you know, just pretty standard clone armor. So he goes for about $7 right now. On the right here is Servo from the Rebuild the Galaxy mini-series, and this is probably one of the best iterations of the Gonk droid, the brick-built Gonk droid we've gotten in a while. I think it just goes really well with the sand blue and the dark blue and the grays. I like the you know, pin pad here for detail. I think it does pretty good. Since he's a brick-built character, he's only about $1.50 to get, so pretty easy to get. You can almost certainly build them on your own if you got some spare parts lying down. Not a whole lot to say about him besides I like him. I always like the Gonk droids because praise Lord Gonk. But that does it for these three guys. Let's get on to the next ones. Alrighty, so got everyone added to the wall. So the oldest guy is BB9E over here. He is about halfway up the wall, filling in that spot next to Hux. Then going down, we get the Darth Vader next to the Young Jedi Adventure Gang. Right below him are the Sith Infiltrator set. See, Saw has the 25th anniversary plaque. And then right over there is Darth Malak, also with the 25th anniversary plaque. Down here we have the Jedi Bob guys and the Advent Calendar Luke and Leia. Continuing down here, we have the Duel on Paridia set, filling in a pretty substantial amount of room down there. So there we go, we're making some decent progress, filling in this large gap down at the bottom. Still got a ways to go, but don't worry, we will continue to make progress on that. So stay tuned for future updates. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you later.